have here McKenzie Feldman. She is a local artist from the Des Moines area. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty rad.
Pretty rad. I like it. Like it. So, tell us what you do. Like, what is your kind of style of art? What do you do?
More or less, I mostly take in what I'm feeling. I have a lot of stressful situations that I kind of like to put towards canvas or kind of make them with my hands. I'm a big on creating these nightmarish forms, especially with acrylic paints. Yeah, a lot of my art revolves around this like never-ending existential crises I seem to have in life, which is true. Like
true,
everyone, especially like young 20s, are like, "What the fuck is this even about?
Yeah.
What is this?"
It's like the taking what it's like to be a 20-something, like the true version that everyone's not showing and putting it on a piece of paper.
And showing
Right?
everyone how it really feels.
Yeah, how it really feels.
It's horrifying. Death is
The illustration of the millennials,
Dude.
right?
God.
Existential crisis.
Cries instantly. But anyhow, I kind of just honestly, whenever I do start to create something, I honestly don't ever know what it's going to be turning into. It's mostly my mind is its own thing, its own beast almost, and like kind of takes control of what I'm doing, if that makes sense. I'm sure artists can kind of get that feeling too whenever they start creating a piece.
Yeah.
They have something in mind of what they want it to be, but more often than not, their brain is like, fuck you,
Yeah,
it's going to be
yeah.
something else. Like,
Yeah.
this is what you're really feeling, and I'm going to let you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it, because you get to put so much emotion into this beautiful piece.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I really like about like your art in particular, because it's like literally just from mind to page.
Yeah.
Like most artists, I feel like, or at least that I've talked to, as they go through like this weird process and they put ourselves in like this weird,
Like a cube. Like a
yeah,
box.
like this little cube, and like they have to be in a certain environment. This is how I work, and it's like with your art and like the way you work. I've seen it like firsthand. It's crazy. It's like it's straight. Like just give me a pen and paper, and I'll draw this like malformed,
weird creature
thing.
But, yeah.
But I mean, it represents something that you're feeling at that point in time. Yeah, it's really cool. I really dig it. So you would say that your inspiration comes from real life experiences?
Absolutely. Yeah, like I'm sure you know this. I'm
Yeah.
fucked up. Hardcore. I feel like every person is though, and we all deal with it in different ways. Like for me, art is an escape. Same with like the music I create. Like I'm a muse of just creating things. Like every single day I'll have something new. Honestly, I wake up and be like, ukulele time, naked jamming everywhere all the time.
Whatever works for you, I guess.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
if that's your box,
Jumping out
go
of trees.
for it. I mean, I wouldn't suggest jumping out of trees, but I mean that's you, whatever.
Going at it.
Okay, so I want to talk about kind of like in that moment of like inspiration, like this is what I want to draw. Like, do you know the moments I'm talking about?
Yes.
They're like, like I guess like for example, like a moment for me was like I was at a show. I think it was like Neck Deep or All Time Low or something, and I was like, shit, I really want to make music, and like I want to have fun like they're having. I want to play to crowds. And like, and you're just in that moment, you're just like, oh, there's that riff that I want to create, and like I want to do something about it. Like, what goes through your mind in one of those moments, like in that split second moment?
It honestly just feels like my head is exploding in like the most beautiful way. More often than not, I'll honestly be doing something innocent, like just like sitting in the woods or just like having a really great time with people that I enjoy. And all of a sudden I get this feeling of this thing I really need to make. Like today, honestly, I think I was just driving to Botanical Center and I was like, fucking love plants, man. Like they make me so happy. And all of a sudden I'm like, I need to incorporate that feeling into a piece. And I definitely wanted to go around about making this embroidery piece with this naked bald cat. And
I like it.
coming out of these like kind of really dead kind of plants like emerging from it. And it more or less is like this continuous like, dude, I have this feeling, I have this passion, and it needs to come out of me now. And it's almost like you have to do it. Otherwise your body is just like, you're wrong. This is wrong. Hey.
Boom. Mic drop.
Dude, I'm so hungry.
It's okay. We're doing great. We're doing a lot better than I thought we were going to be doing.
Because we're so good at getting sidetracked.
What's inspiring you right now? Is there anything like an artist in particular, or like musically, or like, artistically, you know, who is inspiring you, and how is that impacting your art or music at this point in time?
Be Your Own Pet. They have inspired a lot of my music as of lately. They're very direct with the messages they kind of put out. It's a female punk band, female main singer, and she is insanity. Like, she is not afraid to speak her mind, and I absolutely adore it. Especially just how much energy they kind of bring to the table. That's kind of what I want too. Whereas I'm more of an indie artist, so it's a little hard to be like, fuck you and all of your things.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to like say what you want to say without being like a little bit. I don't know if this is really describing the way the indie feel is. Like, people don't really take it seriously. No.
Especially when you're creating like more of like a passionate, like kind of a more ethereal feel of music.
Yeah.
Whereas punk is more in your face. You can get away with that.
Yeah.
I feel you. I guess whereas art. Have you ever read Saga? It's a graphic novel.
You let me borrow them.
Yes.
Oh my god, I still need to finish those.
Me too. They're great. Well, the main artist, she's amazing, phenomenal. Like,
who is she?
I don't remember her name. I think it's like Kelsey or something.
I'll look it up.
I'm horrible.
I'll look it up, and it'll be like you talking, and then it'll be like Kelsey Bramer, and then continue on your voice.
Yes, please do that.
I will do that. So, I was researching today. These people, they were talking about like there's two different kinds of inspiration. I guess like when you think about it, it's true. Like, it's so simple. Like, there's like you're inspired by something, or you're inspired to do something. Like, inspired by, like, I would say like you were inspired by like for example, like I'm inspired by like Alex Gaskarth of like All Time Low, for example, maybe, or like I'm inspired by The Weeknd, or what? I'm not. It's a closet fan.
I won't tell.
But like, yeah, like I'm inspired by them. Whereas the difference to being inspired too, whereas you don't really like look at like these icons of music or art and be like, yeah, you inspire me to do something. They sort of inspire you to be something. They don't inspire you to do something. What inspires me to do something is like going to like the art museum. I do that every now and then. It's like I see all these cool things where it's like ridiculous. Like, how did they do that? Like, I want it inspires me to go like figure out, try and recreate that, or like do something similar, or try and harness that in my own like style and mediums.
Well, I mean, I could branch off kind of what you were saying. A lot of things I see, it definitely gives me this feeling of like, wow, I absolutely adore your work, especially if you ever look at Guillermo del Toro's work. It's insanity. Like, the puppetry he does, especially with Jim Henson too, like in The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, it is insane how many like techniques and features they have to this. And for me, I love the idea of creating monsters like that too. And I take that kind of in my own way. And as much as I love seeing their work, never would I ever want to be creating the same thing, you know. Yeah. I definitely want to take the aspects that I'm seeing and making kind of like the same type of, I don't know how to explain it, but more so creating a puppet and, you know, creating this like type of monster-like being. And more or less it comes from kind of like this cognitive sense of being, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of pulling from a distant memory, and kind of bringing that out to life, like my own demons, personal demons, if that makes sense. But a lot of my art is kind of just my own way of expressing kind of the emotions I'm feeling. We spoke earlier. It's never really something I want to create for other people or satisfy their needs or what they want. It's always about, what can I do for me? What can I do that's better, and always being the best, and kind of putting down on the table like, wow, I've just gone through this. I just gone through this horrible relationship. What can I do with this to make it even better? That good thing come out of it.
What can you do, like, what can you say or, like, offer to other people to, like, inspire them to create and inspire them to, like, you know, get past some certain, like, life struggles or something, you know? What advice can you give to those people?
Honestly, like, just keep your mind open to everything that you're feeling. Even if it's, like, a bad emotion, you just kind of have to accept it. And, you know, some of the best aspects, too, is kind of just finding a way to relax and kind of finding a way to have an outlet. And honestly, when you find that you are able to create something so beautiful that you actually get to have this essence of this emotion put onto this canvas, and you can kind of step back and be like, I understand I went through this, but I get to create something so beautiful that I'm speechless, and everyone else looking at it can relate to me in some way or another. And, you know, getting inspired by even the littlest things too, by going on a walk or longboarding and, you know, finding something like almost like like say an abandoned house or something is typically not beautiful, but in certain perspectives and like certain light, it can be absolutely gorgeous. And you can find these things to put into it that not everyone's going to see. Like everyone's different. Everyone has different aspects they take in things, and, you know, you'll find your own niche and your own way in life that you can create. You know, not everything has to be like 2D, 3D, or music. Like architects are also artists. Like they create things. So you just kind of have to find your own niche in the world, because we're all a little weird. Yay.
Damn. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I can't top that at all, because I mean that you pretty much iterate like what I would say, especially like the being open to everything part. Like there's no way you're not gonna like be able to like take in things to be inspired by if you're just closed off to like this everything else. And exactly, like you can't be inspired by new things if you're constantly listening to the same songs, like looking at the same style of art over and over and over and over again.
And, you know, being closed off to the idea of new things, new people, new experiences in life. And, you know, it's sad because I actually met a lot of people who live like this. They're used to comfort.
Yeah.
And a lot of art and living is getting used to the uncomfortable. Getting used to dipping your toes in really cold water, or skinny dipping with some random stranger at 4 in the morning. Don't do that, by the way, children. No.
PSA: don't go skinny dipping with people at 4 in the morning. Okay, continue.
But yeah, life's an experience, and, you know, art has a lot to do with when you're gone. This is what you leave behind to everyone that you know, and the people that don't even know you. My ceramic teacher would always talk about that. I would create really creepy ass pottery.
Yeah. I'd imagine. I can
know,
imagine.
You know me. But he was like, you know, when we're, you know, 200 years from now, maybe someone's going to find that in, you know, a fucking landfill, like 6 feet underground with your initials. They'll be like, wow, people like this lived like that back then.
Oh, yeah. Pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Like, that's definitely something that, like, I've discovered as far as, like, over the past year, like, from last February to last February. Yeah, we've known each other for about a year, haven't we? Yeah, about something like that.
Yeah.
And, like, definitely it was, like, right when I met you, like, you definitely, like, had heavy influence on me as far as, like, getting myself out of like these 4 walls, you know, and just like actually going out and experiencing life and like noticing all these little things. And like I just sort of like looked at everything a little bit differently after like is now I'm like more open to like just hanging out with new people, like in general, because like they influence me, because like they see things differently, and then like I see stuff from their point of view, because they're there to explain it and like walk you through sort of like their mental path, and then like I have an influence on them because I'm new to them, and then like it's a whole circle, and then like that gets added to their knowledge, and then like new people come in. It keeps spreading throughout other people. It's like an infection.
Yeah, it's like recycling of thoughts, like
exactly. Precisely.
To go on to that, I guess I've always been open my whole life to kind of just like experiencing new things. I've always been the chick who's like, wow, Mom, I'm 11, but there's a 30-year-old guy who has a really cool shirt on. Can I talk to him?
Yeah. I mean, and your mom was probably like, sure.
Yeah, but if anyone listens to this, like, they're going to think we're absolutely insane. I hope you know. Like,
I'm sorry to say, but I think it might hit the cutting room floor.
Honestly.
I think we covered all of my points.
All of it?
All
cool.
of it. Do you have like a website or anything as far as that? Do you have any sort of way that people that are listening that can like see the work that you're talking about?
Unfortunately, I'm horrible because I honestly don't like showing people my work.
Oh, okay.
However, if they contact me, I will love to show them anything they
do
like to see.
Do you have a professional email that you're okay with people contacting you?
Yes, it is great. Are you ready? It's
let me get a pen.
It's
well, I'm recording it. I can write it down later. Okay.
lollygag.under.stars@gmail.com.
Lollygag.
I'll text you this.
Okay.
It'll be easier. It's better than my other email. burgerbrains33@yahoo.com.
All right, you heard that. burgerbrains33@hotmail.com. Hit her up.
Hey.
Have a nice day, everybody.
Don't die.
Say slurp, slurp.
Slurp, slurp.
All right. Goodbye.